Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Farm Simulator 22, and I have already gone wrong. Yeah. Anyway, off camera, I decided to plant some sugar beet here in this lovely little field, 43. Anyway, I kind of figured since the planters don't have fertilizer. That it would actually be a really good idea to put some fertilizer down. So that is what I'm doing. I'm not using GPS mod for this. I'm just going to literally eyeball it. Why not, right? I do need to obviously fertilize or spray the other crops that are growing, my barley and my wheat, just to top the nitrates up. So yeah, that is the plan. So I'm concentrating more on oat and corn, maybe sunflowers as well this season. The reason being, I want to generate a lot more silage for the biogas plant. We can do that with the grass if I don't screw up like I did in the last episode when I tried to make silage. However, yeah, it is something which I want to do, but also the cereal factory needs corn and oat, and I want to get some horses as well. And I've been putting it off actually because I just want to be self-sufficient with the animals. I don't want to have to buy bales or the food and everything else. The pigs, I do it because it's just easier to buy the bags than it is to actually work out what they need. But yeah, I'm hoping that there is a plan. Basically, is my hope. Anyway, I hope everyone is well. I've not been feeling well myself. The weather has been a bit up and down. It is Saturday the 22nd of June. Oh, I didn't switch it off. And yeah, it's just the weather was, I believe, supposed to be nice, but it's not where I live, and yeah, I've just been feeling a bit under the weather, so I decided to do some videos, and I've been kind of thinking about the channel as well, and yeah, so I think I may have mentioned it in the episode, depending which one gets uploaded first, that I'm kind of doing one job, one video, as opposed to, right, okay, I've got half an hour, or I want to make it half an hour, and therefore I'm going to try and cram everything into that half an hour and sort of do the jobs and edit and everything else, because to be honest with you, some people just don't like that, and it just, yeah, I'm still finding my feet. You don't know me well enough, and I don't know you guys well enough to kind of keep going in that way. And not only that, it does make life really difficult, because it means that I'm playing the game for 2-3 hours just to get half an hour's worth of it. There, get your words out, mate. Half an hour's worth of video, so it's sort of, yeah, and it's quite difficult because I'm doing jobs like this. I might be hiring workers for other fields, which is great, but then you guys just tend to see the same thing because the workers are doing jobs like this and not me, and it's just quite difficult. Anyway, I did today, while I was laying in bed contemplating what not to do today, and I heard about FS22, and yeah, it's something which I'm kind of looking forward to, but not. Part of me is looking forward to it from obviously the fact that it's going to be a new sim, and it's good, and it's going to be good, but the other part of me is thinking, well, what if okay, the worker didn't do a good job of rolling that, never mind. I should have cottoned on to that, so I might have to bring the roller back out here. Anyway, I was kind of thinking about it because I've played Farm Simulator now. I mean, well, if you haven't worked it out, I'm in my 40s and I've been playing Farm Sim now since the first ever edition of Landschwarz Simulator, which to get it into English, I think there was a mod for it, and then there was an English version released. And ironically, I actually searched my name on YouTube, and there is a video of me loading bales, which was an absolute pig of a job in one of the later editions, not the first ever one, because you didn't have bales in the first ever one. But the first one was just literally harvesting wheat. It was nothing more than that. The graphics were absolutely horrible. The mods oh god, it's absolute nightmare. But it worked. The game worked, and it kind of led its way up to this. I think the only edition I haven't played is 2013, and the reason was for the same reason why I wasn't going to buy FS19, and it was kind of the same. When they released it every year or so, it was just the same game. It was just a slight tweak here or a slight tweak there, and for me it didn't warrant the money. However, I did buy FS19, and it was basically because I'd bought FS15, and then I really enjoyed that, and of course 17 comes out and you're thinking, crikey, I've just sort of done this. But 15 for me was a game changer, where the game model of being able to buy equipment from a shop was much better, and I liked the fact that the workers were a little bit more intuitive, and the missions were slightly better. And then 17 came out, and oh my, it did change the course, where you didn't have missions as such. It was more with the landowners and everything else. And but then of course 19 came out, and while I enjoyed 19, and I really did enjoy it actually, 22 has been something which I didn't really play. 19, I've got to say, I didn't really play it much. I was using a Mac at the time. I did start a YouTube farm thingy up then, and yeah, it just wasn't, I don't know, it just wasn't for me. Anyway, but I digress, and I've lost the point of the conversation now. Excellent. Anyone who knows me is going to be going, yay, typical Steve. Anyway, yeah, so when it came to 17, I absolutely loved the game. 19, I didn't really invest many hours in it, I guess, and then 22 had me piqued. It piqued my interest a little bit, and again, I haven't really explored the game that well, and this is kind of why I'm doing this. If you played one, you've kind of played them all, and that's the only thing with Farm Sim that I don't really like. There's no goal. It's just literally farm, and it can get quite frustrating, even with the seasons mods and everything else, where you are stuck. Well, not stuck, I think stuck's the wrong word, but you are a bit sort of, what's the phrase I'm looking for, guys? Yeah, you're waiting around a lot, and I know you can put 1 day per season, and which is great if you've got a small farm, and you can make a lot of money with the production chains and everything else, but then you can't, because if you put yourself onto 1 day a month with a full production rack, then you're kind of chasing your tail quite a lot of the time. Just getting things done, and that's, yeah. So for instance, flour for instance, you literally waste a whole day just doing that. You wouldn't actually get any other farming work done unless you hired workers, which of course yeah, so now you're going on to a 2 to 3 day cycle like what I've done, and then you can fast forward it up to a certain point. But yeah, and I know you can switch the seasons off, and you've got the precision farming mods now and everything else, which is ironic because I think what Giants are doing is literally seeing what the popular mods are, seeing what everyone raves on about and implementing it. What I would like to see is outside hydraulics working. I'd like to see, this is my wish list. In actual fact, I might actually do an episode wish list where I go through what I want to see, but just to highlight it, I want the external hydraulics working. I would like a little bit better physics. I know they've got their own custom engine, the Giants engine, and I get why. It's a cross-platform game. It's not to say that you can't achieve that with the Unreal Engine, but what really does scare me though is that, and this is the point I guess I'm trying to allude to, is that all the way through things, if you buy a PC, a mediocre one, it would run Farm Sim. I mean, my old laptop that I bought, which ran 17 OK, 19 at a push, we couldn't run this one. But at the same time, I don't want to buy a new laptop or a new machine or a new graphics card just to play the latest edition. So they are limited as to what they can do, and I think there's many users in the world right now which are probably thinking the same thing, like, oh crikey, like I've now got to go out and buy a whole new machine. Or there's parents out there, I'm having a bit of a fit. And of course you've got the console route, which of course is nice and easy because you're writing it for a console. You don't have the system requirements that a PC's got. But it's just a little bit of a concern. And not only that, they haven't really released anything apart from it's coming. So it'll be interesting to see what the system specs are, and it would be interesting to actually know what game differences they are looking to implement, because for me, I think they could do a lot more with FS22. I think they could just kind of do what a truck sim do, and that's something which I've said for years, where they just keep reinventing the game as opposed to expanding the game, where Euro Truck Simulator 2 has been going out, it's been going on for years and years, and the community is absolutely huge, and it's great, and it works, and people play it. Whereas Farm Sim, you're buying the game and it's only going to be out for about 2 to 3 years. I know from 19 to 22 was a bit of an exception, because I believe they held back a year. So FS21 was now FS22. They held back because of the fact of the PS5, I believe. And then, yeah, we're kind of here. But it's interesting that they're doing FS24 this year. I would have thought they'd have waited. But anyway, it is what it is. So it will be interesting. I will talk about a wish list and what I really, really would like to see since it's grown. And I think there's a lot of things that I think a lot of people would like to see as well. And we'll kind of go through them, and I'll talk about them in the next episode. Anyway, I've taken up far too much of your time, guys. Thanks for watching. If you have enjoyed it, please don't forget to hit that like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I will see you all very soon in another episode.